Alright, we're mixing up one of those, like, I don't know, 10-calorie fruit punch mixes, kind of like a little Crystal Light or something, because we're gonna need to hydrate for this one. This video's a little random. I think all of mine are. I just kind of film whatever I feel like. And this week is Thanksgiving. Actually, it's Thanksgiving in 3 hours. And I'm not making a whole spread for just me. And I'm not hanging out with people, I don't know, just to hang out with people for Christmas. And no thanks. So I was thinking, what am I gonna do for Thanksgiving? Because I do want to have like a little bit of a feast, maybe. And I was like, I'm not doing the marathon of making Thanksgiving for like 3 days in a row. And I think on the same day that I was trying to decide what I wanted to eat, I had 2 different friends send me pierogi based recipes. And I was like, I think that's what I want. I haven't made pierogi in like a year. And, you know, I have a whole day off. I've got time. So that's what I wanted to do. But then I also thought I don't want to miss out on the flavors of Thanksgiving, because I love the flavors of Thanksgiving one time a year. I used to work in a dining room where they make it every Thursday. It's a bit much. So once a year is good. So then I thought I'll just combine the two and we're gonna make Thanksgiving pierogi. I'm sure somebody else thought of this, but I didn't look. I don't care. I'm making this up on the fly. I also need to get this video out tomorrow, because if it comes out, well, what's gonna be today for you, but if I put it out on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, that's gonna be weird. So we're gonna record all of the food making. I'm gonna do my normal little bubble in the corner where like I'm just explaining what I'm doing, and you can try this if you want to. I don't know why you would. It's gonna be a lot of work for one person. Okay, let's get started. I'm hydrated. I'm ready to go. All right, boys and girls. It's me in the bubble again. I'm a little irritated. I spent 3 hours cooking, and then I took a little break, and then I spent about 2 hours almost editing all this so that it wasn't 3 hours of film for you all to watch. And then I sit down at this computer and I'm like, I'm just gonna do my little corner thing in the bubble. I'm just gonna riff it, and I'm not gonna edit anything, which usually I don't edit a lot, but like sometimes I cut stuff out. This time, no. We're doing this in real time with what's playing on the screen. And at the time, it was 4:40 in the morning, which is 7:40 Eastern Standard Time, which is kind of important because it is Thanksgiving in the USA. And I'm trying to get this video out for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I sat down to do this video, and up until last week, I was using my video editing app to also record the little bubble bit. So you could play the video and record in the app, which was great. And then that updated, and now I can't do that for some reason. So last week, I was like, fine, I'll use the camera app on my laptop. I'll watch the video while I use the camera app separately. And that was fine. This week, I sit down to do that, and the camera's like, no, you need to talk to the privacy settings on your computer because we can't use your microphone. So I go to the privacy settings. It says it's allowed to use my microphone. The camera app is allowed to use my microphone. I turn it off, I turn it on, I turn it off, I turn it on, I turn all of the permissions off and turn them back on. Nothing. So then I go to restart my computer, and of course my computer wants to update. And I was like, of course it does. So it's updated, and it's magically fixed itself. So, back to what's happening on the screen. I believe all we've done so far is sift some flour and start putting in water. So for the pierogi dough, I always use a hot water dough, which is usually 3 cups of flour and ultimately a cup of water. And it's 3/4 of a cup is boiling water. You break it up into the flour till it's kind of like sand, cover it, you let it sit for 10 minutes, and then you add a 1/4 cup of really cold water. And then you add that to it and you knead it. And I only need half of that for what I'm doing. So I just did 1.5 cups of flour, which needs only half a cup of water, which means I did 3/8 of a cup of boiling water and 1/8 of cold water, which I'll do later. I also chopped up some green beans because we're gonna have 4 different kinds of pierogi in the end. We're gonna have a green bean casserole, a stuffing, turkey cranberry sauce, all in one, a mashed potato, and a sweet potato. So, I've cut up the green beans, I've started the water boiling for the stuffing, and now we're adding the cold water to the dough, and you have to knead this dough for 10 minutes. I cannot tell you how tired I am from this recipe because not only was it a lot of parts, but let me just say that the recipe that I got the hot water dough from said that the first 5 minutes of kneading this dough is pretty easy. And the last the last 5 minutes, you need man hands. Now I don't have man hands, but I do work out, so I guess that qualifies. Oh my goodness. I got my Ocean Spray cranberry sauce. I never Googled this. Does anybody know why the cranberry sauce is always canned upside down? Because it kind of drives me nuts when you have it in the cabinet with other cans because you can't stack it unless you want to stack other things upside down. There are no measurements for anything except for the dough because like I said, I'm making this up. All the fillings, you don't really want them to be really thin and sloppy because you're gonna put them in a dumpling. So I've got some ground turkey in this bowl that I just seasoned with salt and pepper, thyme and sage. And then I've got the stovetop stuffing. I mixed that in with the turkey. And now I've got the whole berry cranberry sauce. I thought about getting jellied and chopping it up into little diced cubes, but I liked it this way because every now and then when you bite into a pierogi, you get a whole berry. There's our green bean casserole. Every time I made a filling, I tasted it and then I gave a thumbs up when it was good. Yeah, the green bean casserole was done in a frying pan with condensed cream of mushroom. The original recipe asked for soy sauce. I don't have that. I may have added more Cholula chipotle sauce and some cumin. What else did I put? I put something else in it. Obviously water, because it's condensed soup. Oh, I put like a teaspoon of flour so it would clump up real good. So it'd be easy to put in a dumpling. We've got a potato going. Well, 2 russet potatoes that I put in the oven at 400 degrees for 45 minutes with the sweet potato so that I could make my potato fillings. And I roasted them instead of boiling them again to eliminate more water, which I don't know. I think it made making mashed potatoes a lot easier if you want to spend 45 minutes roasting your potatoes instead of 15 minutes boiling them. Then I put in a splash of cream, a ton of butter, some chives, and some salt. 'Twas delish, as you can tell from the thumbs up. And then the sweet potato didn't really like going through the ricer. I've never put a sweet potato through a ricer before, but it's a lot more fibrous. Like it's got a lot more fibers holding the potato together, and they don't like going through the little holes in the ricer. Regular white russet potatoes go through fine. This kind of like squished back up at the top, and then I tried to like stuff it back in, try to force it through. And I got as much as I could before I was just like, you know what? I have 300 other things to do for this recipe, so we're gonna move on. More butter. There's a lot of butter today. And then I made the sweet potato one, like I make sweet potato casserole when I make it regularly for Thanksgiving with just sweet potatoes, butter, salt, pepper, and then marshmallows on top. But we're not putting marshmallows on top because we're making dumplings, so we have to do something else with the marshmallows. This is where I set up a murder scene, also known as laying out a sheet for my pierogi because it's time to roll the dough out, which also took forever and a half because this dough was tough. I can't tell if it was just particularly tough tonight or if I'm just tired. But it has been edited and sped up for your viewing pleasure. I enjoy watching these videos after I've done all this work and I'm just like, it looks so easy. It just looks so easy. Oh yeah. This was the only thing I could find that had like the perfect size circle. I can't remember what I used to use. I think it was a cup at my old house. Oh, I am now seeing a space where I could have done one more. Maybe even 2 more if I'd placed my circles a little bit better. Well, I don't think you're gonna see it. I think I cut it out. But one of my sweet potato pierogies had to be sacrificed because you're gonna see in a second that I'm going to try to force the dough to give me another pierogi. And it's gonna be too thin, and I'm gonna try to put too much stuffing in it, and it's gonna not work. And I threw it out because I didn't have time. Yeah, so the first batch did 11, and I wanted to do 4 of each filling. So I need 16 to get out of this batch of dough. And I'm gonna try really hard. 4?
And then I was like, if I just roll this section out, I could totally get another one. Because the dough is kind of dry, and I was trying to not have to clump it back together and roll it out again because I didn't know if it would work. Ooh, it's marshmallow time. I've never done this with marshmallows in a kitchen. I have toasted up marshmallows in a campfire. Well, I've done it like on a stove, but like with big ones. But today I busted out the flame. It took me a minute to get a real technique to like kind of toast them without burning them. And I was also trying to make sure that I didn't melt the silicone mat underneath because I don't think it's made for direct flame. I don't know if you can tell, but in real life, this second round of torching them, you could kind of see them puff up a little bit and get like a little bit brown, but not get toasty. That was cool. That was fun. And now we're actually making the pierogi. So each one of the circles, I take them off the pan and I kind of like stretch them out a little bit, get them ready, because they're gonna need to expand for me. And then you water the edge and you close it up and you use the fork to crimp it so that it makes a seal. You really need a dough on dough seal. You should try as hard as you can to not get any food in the middle because it's going to go in boiling water. And if there's anywhere that the water can get in, it will make your pierogi explode or leak in the boiling water. And you don't want that. Nobody wants that. Oh. Here's the sweet potato ones. I put a little bit of sweet potato, couple of marshmallows, close them up. I do have a lot of leftover filling, which is fine because I'm working Thanksgiving, aka today/tonight. And I can cook up some like more ground turkey and eat it with some sides. There's all my little pierogi. And then I boil them, and none of them broke, which I'm going to mention at the end of the video again, because none of them broke. And now I'm going off to fry them in some butter, and there they are. Then I put some chicken gravy, some chives, and some French's fried onions.
I deserve one of these. It's been 3.5 hours, which I think is actually pretty impressive. But I'm tired. I don't even know which one is which at this point. So I'm just gonna like take a bite of each one so I can show you the insides and tell you how they are. But I'm definitely not eating all of this. So here we are. It's 15 pierogi. It was supposed to be 4 of each, but you saw one of the sweet potato ones broke. So I made a chicken gravy to go on top of all this, because obviously I didn't cook a turkey, so I don't have turkey juice. And I didn't want to buy turkey gravy. So here we are. I also have the French's fried onions that you would normally put on your green bean salad on top of everything. And I put some chives on top for color because everything was beige. So, let's see what this one is. It's a green bean. Oh, that's good. So I pan fried the green beans instead of boiling them, so that when you bite into that pierogi, they still have a little bit of a crunch to them. And that turned out really well. Let's see who this is. I think it's potato. It looks squishy, but not orange. There's potato. Come on. It's like a regular pierogi. It's potato. That's really good too. Extra buttery. Not only did they fry up in butter, but yeah, I put very little cream in there because I didn't want the potato to be all oozy when I was making my pierogi. I'm trying to find what looks like it might be a sweet potato. Let's try this one. I don't know why, but I feel like it might be. Yes! Oh my god. I gotta open it a little bit. The sweet potato casserole. I think the marshmallow seems to have like completely dissolved into the sweet potato. That's really good. Okay, now I've gotten 3 for 3 so far. Let's see if I can pick out which one is the turkey stuffing, because I think it might be this one. Looks kind of dense. Nope. It's a green bean. Okay. Let's try this one. I feel like this might be green bean. It's not green bean. Okay. This one. Stuffing and cranberry. Ooh. Yeah, I'm really glad I put the cranberry sauce like right in there. That is Thanksgiving in a bite. I'm really glad I did that because that made dinner really fun. Even though I'm very tired and I've already done dishes at least once. And I clearly have to do them again. And there's more in the sink. But I have a dishwasher. Also, aside from that one pierogi busting at the seams because I put too much in it and it was too thin, none of my pierogi broke when they boiled in the water. So I'm taking that as a victory. Pretty impressed with myself. I think it's time for me to take a break and then I'll come back and clean all this up, and then I have to edit this video and get it out in the morning. So I will talk to you later because I have to go talk to you in a bubble, which you've already seen by now. So that was in the past for you, but it's in the future for me. Anyways, I will talk to you later, whether it's in the past or in a future video. Have a good day. Bye.